In this video, we'll be using the slope-intercept form of a linear equation. The slope-intercept form of a linear equation is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Our first problem is to find the slope and the y-intercept of the line with equation 3x minus 4y equals 12. We need to put our equation into slope-intercept form, which means we need to have y by itself on one side of the equation and the rest of the information on the other side. So I'd like to isolate this negative 4y, so we'll subtract 3x from both sides. These will cancel, and on the left side I'm left with a negative 4y equals, and then I'm going to write this negative 3x first because my x term in slope-intercept form is first, and then my constant is after that. So I'm going to write negative 3x plus 12. Now I need the y by itself. Since negative 4 is multiplied by y, to get rid of the negative 4, I need to divide by negative 4. Both sides, which means I'll divide every term by negative 4. These will cancel, and I have y is equal to negative 3 divided by negative 4 is 3/4, and I'm going to separate that coefficient away from the variable so that I can use just this m value. And then 12 divided by negative 4 is negative 3. Now I need to find the slope and the y-intercept. So since I have my equation written now in slope-intercept form, I know that the coefficient of x is the slope. So my slope is 3/4. And I know the number that's added on to the x term is my y-intercept. So my y-intercept is negative 3. Now that might also be written as an ordered pair. Since it's the point on the y-axis, then the ordered pair will be 0, negative 3. My next problem is to find an equation of the line through negative 2, 4 and 2, 2, then graph the line using the slope-intercept form. Now I'm going to use point slope to get my equation. So I'm going to use y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. And then let me label these points. We'll call this one x1, y1. And we'll call this one x2, y2. And so to use point slope, I still need an m. So my m, or my slope, we find by taking the change in y. So y2 minus y1 divided by the change in x, which would be x2 minus x1. So my m for this equation, I need y2 subtract y1. So 2 subtract 4 divided by, and then I need x2 subtract x1. So 2 subtract negative 2. My m then is negative 2. These two minuses make a plus, so I have 4. So we have m equals a negative 1/2. So now I have my m and my x1, y1. So my equation then is y subtract y1, which is 4, equals m, which is negative 1/2, times the quantity x subtract x1, which is negative 2. Let's simplify this a little bit before we distribute. We have y minus 4 equals a negative 1/2 times the quantity x plus 2. So we'll distribute negative 1/2. We have y minus 4 equals negative 1/2 x, and then negative 1/2 times 2 is a negative 1. Add 4 to both sides to get this in y equals mx plus b form. These will cancel, and we have y equals negative 1/2 x plus 3. So my first thing that I was asked to do was find an equation of the line. So this is my equation of the line. And then graph the line using the slope-intercept form. Well, this is my slope-intercept form, and I know that my y-intercept is 3. So on the y-axis, I'm going to plot a point at 3. And then I know my slope is the m value in y equal mx plus b. And so I'm going to use negative 1/2. I'm going to write that as a negative 1 over 2 to start. Now remember, it's rise over run. So rise means up and down, run means right and left. So a rise of negative 1 means that from this point I want to go down 1 unit. Then a run, which is right and left, positive 2. So I can go down 1 and right 2. And do it again. In fact, we're going to do it a number of times for accuracy. Down 1, right 2. Now we could also take this negative 1/2 and write it as a positive 1 over a negative 2. So instead of writing our negative out in front of the fraction, either put it in the numerator or in the denominator. In this case, I have a rise of positive 1. So from my point that I plotted on the y-axis, I'm going to go up 1. And then a run of negative 2 means left 2. So my point there is right here. Notice that these points are all still collinear. So up 1, left 2. Now I can draw my line. It should be pretty accurate.